Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. So we'll start off at update 1.34 car reviews with my personal favourite of the bunch, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GT. An absolutely fantastic addition to the game, and whilst it's not going to kind of blow you out the water with any of its numbers, it's in my opinion one of the most beautiful cars currently within GT7, and in within all the detail of Gran Turismo, it's a fantastic and worthy addition to the game. But let's go ahead and give it a review. So this car here will now rotate in and out of the used car dealership for 180,000 credits. The one that we've got here has nearly 9,000 miles on it, and it only puts out a whopping 104 brake horsepower with a PP rating of 334.81. Nothing too mind-blowing to see here. This is the cheapest car of the 1.34 update, and overall it's really not a bad price. It's more a looker than it is something that's going to go absolutely rocket ship fast. However, as usual, we are here to review it, and we do this in two ways. One with the bog standard version, and then with the fully max upgraded version, including now ultimate parts. Since that's now not RNG based, I've actually reset the modified leaderboard, meaning this car will set the benchmark for everything else, as well as the leaderboard for the Nordschleife being reset for the new physics update. Again, none of these cars can be tuned, and in terms of the Nordschleife, it has to be literally as it comes as you buy it. I cannot tune suspension or anything like that. And overall, well, this car is rather okay actually. The sense of speed isn't really there, it's not really meant to be, it's not a ridiculously fast car, but from what you get in, and it's really not bad at all. It is a rather fun car to drive, and that's one thing that's really quite good about this car. Although it's not majorly quick, it is a fun drive. I had a joy kind of blasting it around the Nordschleife. Kind of didn't find myself getting bored. I was finding myself absolutely just trying to throw it as fast as I could through the corners, maybe try and get the rear end out and such. And although it really doesn't have the power to do too much of that, it was still great to kind of just hoon it around and just enjoy my time with this car, even though it is really slow. So in terms of what you get with this car, obviously you get 104 brake horsepower. Yeah, it's not too much. In terms of the handling, it's really okay. It's actually quite fun to throw it around. It really does feel quite, you know, bouncy over some of the bumps and such. The brakes really aren't too bad, but again, you're not going at these high speeds, so they don't need to be that great. One thing to note though is it's a 5-speed manual, and it was actually rather quite fun. Most of the time you're sitting kind of 3rd or 4th gear, but when you do get that chance to get it into 5th gear, yeah, it really does feel like it's going, especially downhill with a push. Again, if you're going uphill, you might notice that the overall speed will drop of this thing. But yeah, it is a genuinely fun car to drive. It's not the fastest in the world. You shouldn't really expect it to be the fastest in the world, but again, it's just a fun time, and that's really where I can say this car is at, really, in terms of its standard version. It's nothing mind-blowing, it's nothing really too ridiculous, but if you want a car to just absolutely throw around and look good while doing it, in honesty, it's going to be quite difficult to beat the little Alfa. So if I had to sit there and rate this car realistically out of 10 for its stock version, I'd probably have to say, from what I expected to what I got, probably an 8 out of 10. I think just the joy of driving this thing really kind of makes up for anything in terms of lack of performance and all that stuff. Look, it's an older car. I didn't go into it expecting kind of mind-blisteringly fast performance, but overall it was an enjoyable drive. In terms of anything that really stands out, really not too much. I could say the interior looks very nice. Performance wise though, you know, look, the brakes aren't too good. They don't really need to be. The power's not too good. It really shouldn't be. I mean, you shouldn't really expect this thing to put out anything more than what it's been putting out, but overall it was a great time. So let's have a look where it ranks on a hot lap leaderboard for the Nordschleife for standard cars. Now this has been reset. It comes overall 16th out of 16, and a nice little addition to the latest update is the fact it will tell you the PP, and it will tell you what tyres you ran on both the front and the rear. So as you can see, as standard, comfort mediums, PP of 334.81, and it put a time in of 9:37.878, just a bit slower realistically than the Toyota Alfa, which was previously the slowest since the physics change, but overall not a bad time really for a car built in 1967, and yeah, basically has one of the bounciest suspensions I think I've ever tested. But let's go on to something different. Fully upgraded. Ultimate parts are now a thing, or whatever we're calling them, special parts. Yeah, so they are equipped on the cars, hence why I have now reset the leaderboard. And in all honesty, when you have this car modified, the look of this thing with a wide body is absolutely beautiful. It takes anything that was, you know, really good looking about the original car and just kind of adds to it. It looks aggressive but still kind of, you know, cutesy like it originally was. Overall, this is just one of the best and most striking looking cars currently within GT7. So how we do this, essentially we fully upgrade the car. They'll all be on racing soft tyres, which is essentially the fastest compound we currently have within GT7, and we go for a lap around the high speed ring in that fully modified car. Now, like I said, since the leaderboard has been reset, since ultimate parts are now buyable and all of the cars that I review will be running them as, and you know, getting as much performance as we possibly can out of that car, yeah, this car now sets the benchmark. One thing to note, this thing in terms of its handling and braking when fully upgraded is absolutely ridiculous. It was very, very surprising. The only thing I would say, however, I can't do them for my reviews, is tune that suspension. It still feels a little bit floaty, and I definitely feel like, you know, lowering it down a bit is a must for the handling. Apart from that, this thing genuinely feels like a little go-kart, and the look of it with those kind of wide bodies, the side exit exhaust and such, is just absolutely superb. It really felt like a proper full-blown little race car. It feels like a little pocket rocket, and I really, really cannot complain about it. In my opinion, I'm a bit of an Alfa head, or whatever you want to call them. I absolutely love an Alfa Romeo, and this one just does not disappoint at all. For me, in terms of look and feeling of driving this thing fully upgraded, it is literally up there with the GTA AM, or whatever we call it, from the December update. It's a fantastic machine all around. No, it's not the quickest thing in the world. It's putting out around about just kind of under 300 brake horsepower, but it doesn't need to be. It genuinely feels like a little go-kart. I fully recommend anyone who's got this car, get those upgrades on and just have some fun with it. Absolutely throw it through the corners and just see how good this thing grips. It's fantastic. So you're going to see 117.507 for the benchmark. There's no point in me putting the ranking leaderboard up because it's the only car there. That's the benchmark for everything else. We'll see what the other 1.34 cars can do. So there we go. The Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GT is a fantastic machine. It's my personal favourite of the update just because of the car it is. It's a car that I've always absolutely loved. I even own, you know, a little model of this thing. That's how much I like this car, and I think I bought that when I was like 8 years old, and I still have it now. So this is a car that's been with me through the years. If you've ever seen these racing in real life, once you've got it fully upgraded, it genuinely feels on par with those. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I'll keep you updated on everything GT7, and yeah, pretty much make daily videos. That's kind of what I do over here. Yeah, have a fantastic day, guys. In all honesty, and big thank you for the support. I'm finally getting motivated to get back into, you know, GT7 and YouTube again, and it feels absolutely great. Have a great day, guys. Peace.